Hey everybody, we got a lot of good questions from last week's post and video, and have been kind of answering questions throughout the week as well. So I thought this would be another opportunity to send some more thoughts about kind of week 2 as we're all navigating through this COVID situation. So number one, to a lot of families out there, but also just a lot of other schools and school districts and charter organizations, a lot of these online assignments are not being graded. So a lot of schools are sending this information home to support any type of enrichment or learning at the home right now, but really not fair for any of these organizations to require or mandate kind of attendance to log in or certain assignments at this point, largely because it's an equity issue. And so not every family is privileged enough to have access to a working computer, a working tablet, or reliable internet access. And so a lot of these things are opportunities for kids and families to stay engaged, but not really required at this point, or not mandated. But the important thing not to lose sight is that it's really highlighting a pretty big inequity in our system around the digital divide, digital inclusion, and access to technology, both hardware, the computers, but hotspots as well. So that's certainly something that our team is working on, and that a lot of community organizations across the country are looking on as well, to make sure that all families, kind of regardless of COVID and after COVID, have access to technology and computers and hotspots as well. So kind of transitioning number 2 is we were on a national conference call with leaders across the country focused on families, and heard a really innovative idea from a group out in Oakland, California called Oakland Reach. And they quickly responded, raised a good amount of money, I think $30,000 or $40,000, in creating our fund where families can apply to. And then they are responding to those applications and then releasing dollars to those families to help them navigate this crisis. And so we think that's really innovative for a number of reasons, and it's something that we are looking into as well, but are going to link kind of Oakland Reach, their information, so you guys can read up more about that. And I think lastly, we've been having a lot of conversations just around speaking to those you seek to serve. And so a lot of communities are in a fortunate position to where corporations and foundations are stepping up to create similar type of funds to respond to COVID. And just what we've learned and what we believe is a best practice is, even times of crisis like this, we can't just kind of automatically respond without talking to the communities, the family members, the students, the teachers we're trying to serve. So for communities out there that are funding work, that are getting ready to fund work, we just ask you to consider bringing those stakeholders at the table, making sure that they have a say and that their voices are being heard, listened to, and responded, because those are the end stakeholders. Those are the stakeholders that need the most support in a time of crisis, and we should not be making any decisions, particularly around funding and responding to a crisis, without them at the table, without making sure those dollars are used well and properly. So we hope that helps. We hope everybody has a safe weekend, and going into next week is ready to continue to support families and support communities across the country. Thanks, everybody.